always wondered how they did it.
Fords are the easiest because their cabs are practically modular. You can just stack them.
Oh.
It's like Legos.
So what started the project?
Well, I've got 6 kids.
So today we've got a stretched what would you call it, F550?
Well, yeah, that's what it says on the title. but it's made out of, 10 other trucks. For the longest time, I made biodiesel and did straight vegetable oil conversions. And I had an F350 that I drove around, and we used it for our family car. And we just got used to having all of the cargo room and all of the leg room.
Yeah.
And when we had our last 2, we didn't want to give it up. My wife doesn't want a minivan. And I'm like, I was all on board with that idea.
Right on.
And there's nothing on the market that's big enough. So, hey, I got this great idea. While my brother and I started on this project, our original plan was to take my old F350. It was an 02 with a 7.3 diesel. I love that truck. Body parts from 100 other trucks running on veggie oil. And we were gonna cut that and stretch it, put this cab on it.
Okay.
And right when we started that project, I got hit by a drunk driver, hit the front left tire, rolled my truck, destroyed my arm, and wrecked my shoulder and my elbow. And, so that same week, my brother was diagnosed with cancer, and he went in for surgery. And so both of us were just beat up and couldn't work, and we're just, kind of down in the dumps. And, I said, let's keep going, My truck's gone, but we'll take the insurance money and we'll just start on a bigger and better project. Somehow I was able to convince my wife, hey, I got this great idea.
Think she's on board?
She is, yeah. It's a handful to drive, so she does get sick of that,
Okay.
But
You started with somebody else's project?
yeah, so I traded some guns for just the cab, where he cut 2 crew cabs in half and welded them together.
Okay.
But it was completely stripped. There was no interior. It was just the door shells and the cab shell. I thought, hey, I'm gonna save time and money by, getting the project half done. Well, no, I ended up fixing bodywork that I wasn't satisfied with, and thick Bondo and rust that I didn't want. So we ended up cutting out a bunch of the old welds, and I spent more time and money by trying to save time and money. If I were to do it again, I would just find the truck that's the perfect truck and then just cut it and the back half of a crew cab. You can see I haven't yet seamed the 2 headliners together. This is from a sunroof crew cab, and that's from a normal roof crew cab. Okay. And I just cut them and stuck them in there because I was getting sick of the project a year ago. I wanted to drive it, and I'm like, I'll take it back down in a couple of weeks and finish it.
Every project is exactly the same.
So yeah, the seam is right here.
Okay.
And right here.
I always wondered how they did it.
But
that makes sense.
Fords are the easiest because their cabs are practically modular. They have all these spot weld seams. They're single cab.
Yeah.
From about here forward is all the same stampings as their extended cab and their crew cab.
Okay.
So you undo the spot welds and you can just stack them.
Oh.
It's like Legos. I didn't have to do any custom anything on these doors.
No, that's amazing because these all line up nice.
Yeah.
And your gaps are very straight, very nicely done.
Thank you. Well, the 2 of us were, half a person each. We worked every evening, every weekend that we could, and built this thing in about 2 years.
Wow, that was awesome, man.
He ended up passing away a year ago.
Sorry.
So yeah, thank you. But this is kind of sentimental now. He put all that effort and time into it, and my kids helped out, and so people have offered me money for the truck, and right now I'm not interested in selling it. Yeah. They've offered me a lot of money, and I'm like, I'm not ready. This means a lot to me.
Did you put a plate over top? Like, is this the seam right here?
This was laminated. It had an extra piece right there.
Okay.
The back seat mounting holes were 2 inches farther forward than where they ended up, because I used front seats for the middle row.
Oh, okay.
So this piece here was just like a cross member from the front half of the back cab.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Just ended up chopping it in half right there.
Nice, nice. If you look at it quick, you're like, oh, I can't tell where anything's been done. It's really good. Nicely boxed all the way.
Oh yeah, that was something that most of the people don't do, but I just wanted to stiffen the thing up because it's so freaking long.
Yeah.
And so I had a machine shop bend up a piece of C channel that will fit right inside.
Right inside, nice.
And then just kind of stitched it.
Yep.
And you don't need to do that. Other people just stitch, put the frames together and put that fish plate on it and call it good.
Really?
But I don't know. I've got my, I got my kids in here.
Yeah.
I don't want. You remember the Herbie movie when the car tore?
Yeah.
I don't want that happening with my kids in there.
No.
I think you better stop before someone gets hurt.
So it is a handful. It's like driving a school bus.
Yep.
But it's the funnest school bus.
How long have you had it on the road now?
About 18 months.
Okay. And how many miles you got on?
We put 30,000.
Nice.
We drove it to Texas, drove it to Montana, to Idaho a couple of times, down to Moab,
Nice.
and then just a daily driver, believe it or not. It's kind of become a landmark in our neighborhood.
Yep.
People are giving directions, They drive down to the corner, turn left, you'll drive past the giant black truck. People will say, well, what giant black truck? They're like, the giant black truck.
How long did it take to put together?
2 years.
2 years?
But, my brother and I both were probably not 100%.
Yeah.
We were both injured and recovering, so it took longer than it should have.
Right.
I was learning as I went. I'm not a body man. I kind of hate body work.
Yep.
But I don't have that healthy fear of jumping into projects, and maybe I should. But
I have that problem too. I can do that, no problem.
yeah, I'm like, if those professionals can do it, why can't I? There's no reason.
No vibrations. Like, so how'd you do the drive shaft?
Had a drive shaft shop build me one that was 36 inches long. So it's got a carrier bearing.
Yeah. It's
Originally,
a two-piece, yeah.
Original OEM was a two-piece, but the front shaft was short.
Okay.
So I just had them lengthen the front shaft, and then so my angles are all pretty well the same.
Okay. But it's lifted too.
It is lifted. So I did have to, I did lower where the carrier bearing is, but because of the extra length on the shaft, it ends up with the original angles.
Right. Yeah, because there's nothing. Like even with the bigger tires lifted and the drive shaft, it's a nice ride.
I mean, it's big, it's heavy, it's about 9,000 pounds empty.
Okay.
So it is fat.
Yeah.
And it drives like a Ford with a lift.
Right.
But there's not weirdness that's introduced because of the stretch.
Yeah.
And because we botched the frame, it stiffened it up a lot. So probably stiffer than my original F350, the short bed crew cab.
Yeah.
Because that whole middle section under the cab is all nice and rigid now.
Yeah. And the windows, you got all the windows working off your
Yeah. So the back doors are slaved together, so I can run both of the back from this switch.
Okay.
But from the back, you can run them independent.
Nice. And basically just splice the wires together.
Yeah.
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 So that doesn't mess with body control module or nothing. And yeah.
Oh yeah. No, it recognizes when the doors are open and closed. There is a little issue that I'm still working on. I just haven't had time to delve into it. Because I'm using a Lariat cab.
Yeah.
But the donor truck was an XL.
Okay.
So they don't communicate real well. There's a couple of functions that aren't working, like the automatic headlights.
Okay.
And I just need to jump in there. I think I probably have one component that's grounded or something, and that'll cause problems throughout the whole bus circuit.
Right.
And I just haven't spent the time because we've just been enjoying it. I'm like, I don't need automatic headlights when I've got a 6-door truck to drive around and flex on it, all the other trucks. So, my oldest daughter, she's 16, so she got her driver license, and she's already asking to borrow this thing. Against my better judgment, I have let her borrow it a couple of times.
11 teenage girls singing at the top of their lungs to Taylor Swift in here driving through town.
Yeah, I'm okay with that as long as they're not out like burning down my tires. These things are expensive.
Yeah.
I reserve that for myself. Like, we went to a truck show And as everybody was leaving, against the rules, you know how it is. Everybody was doing a burnout on the way out, and peer pressure became too great, and I succumbed. And so instead of doing a burnout, we ended up doing big old donuts with, you know, with a 25-foot long truck. And somebody put it up on Instagram. And
Nice. So now that you've talked about it, you're gonna have this on YouTube.
Oh jeez. All right, well I burned up the clutches already, so it's only gonna be a one-tire fire.
Well, there's a parking lot.
I shouldn't have said anything, huh? We're gonna pretzel my long drive line. Oh, good. Usually I have to beat on the hood to get it to open. So we haven't done a lot of performance work on it, but we've done some longevity, a lot of longevity work on it. Because it's a 6.0.
6 doors and you get the 6.0?
Yeah.
Wow, that's brave.
Yeah. And we're stupid. It's studded, chromoly push rods, new heads, a new oil cooler. We've got a Mishimoto radiator in it. We want to keep it cool.
Yep.
And then it had plastic charge pipes that were coming apart. So we've got these fancy aluminum ones.
Yep.
As dirty as can be, because we actually use this. Like we were saying, my wife and older daughters were up in the mountains camping when I get the email from Aaron, and so I called wife up and I'm like, I'm sorry, but I need the truck back. So she met me halfway. I gave her the Armada and I got the truck and drove down here.
So doing it again, you were talking, you got quite a bit into the 6.0?
Yeah. When I went to buy it, they were selling it as a non-runner, and I brought my OBD2 scanner, and all of the symptoms were saying that it was a bad FICM. Okay. So I bought it without it running and brought it to my house with a tow truck and took the FICM out and resoldered it and got it started up within 45 minutes. Nice. And you know, so I thought, yay, I won.
Well, it was a win getting it running, so you can't stop there and call it a defeat, saying I got it running, but
yeah, but then I ended up spending so much money on the build. I had my buddy Dustin. He owns a shop here in Orem, Nip and Tuck Performance. If we could do a plug.
Yeah.
Every time he'd call me, hey, we could put chrome moly push rods in it, you know, for just a few hundred more. Yeah, let's do it. And I kept saying, yeah, let's do it.
Might as well.
Well, I should have put bigger injectors and a new turbo in it, the oil cooler. Even though it's a brand new oil cooler, it's already showing symptoms of being clogged because Ford. For how much I spent on this, I could have done a Cummins swap, and it would have just been that much more, I guess, street cred, you know?
Right.
It would have just been even more freaky. Yeah. 6 doors and a Cummins, right? Do donuts and burnouts and this thing. It is so much fun. This is a lot of truck to be flinging around, and it's a crowd pleaser. And I burned up the clutches in my rear, you know, in the limited slip doing that. So, you know, I'm a dummy, but I have fun.
Nice. All right, well, thank you very much for sharing your story. Like, I love the story and encouraging that, you know what, if I can do it, you can do it. And it really is. Like, you did a phenomenal job. Remember, guys, if you guys have any rides that you want to share, we've got links down below on how to submit your rides. And if we're passing through, I might give you an email like, hey, stop camping and send your truck because we want to take a video on it. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, if you're not filthy, you're not rich, go out there and work on your project.